Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar. I am at the function. I'm walking back to my car and I will come back and tell you about some things that's been going on because I got to talk to y'all before I go in. Got 30 minutes until it starts, so I'll be right back. Hello there. So, cranking my car back up because, I mean, it's kind of warm out here, but if you go somewhere and sit down, you ain't got to really worry about that. I'm trying to get this to cut off. There you go. Whew, it's hot. It's hot, but it's not. It's just that I don't even want to go into what I just had to go through. It ain't bad, but it was just so unexpected. That's all I'm going to say about that. But, yeah. Am I going to hold this the whole time? Let me put this up. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. So, today was the last day of the work week, okay? When I came on here before the last time, I told y'all that there was word going around that the guy who had been out for months was coming back this week. He did come back, okay? At my job, if you've been out for a while, they have a process that you're supposed to go through where they kind of ease you back into it so that you can then, you know, make sure that you actually are okay to work, okay? It's kind of something that they do to cover themselves, essentially, but, you know, it is what it is, and I think that is smart. So with that, you're supposed to do tasks. You're supposed to come and do tasks. You're supposed to, you know, do the things you normally do when you're at work. Not necessarily full throttle, but you're supposed to do things. Well, this man came in. Wait a minute, let me just start from the beginning. So when we had the meeting, the first meeting of the week for this shift, he was there. So I saw him upon entering the building. So I was like, oh, he really did come back. Because before, we had kind of heard rumblings, because he was telling us, oh, I might be coming back this week, or I might be coming back soon, and all this other stuff. And we didn't know if he really was going to come back. And so I don't pay attention to nothing until it actually becomes a thing. So he actually came this time. So I was like, okay, whatever. And let me put my stuff up because I don't want nobody to ID nothing and be like, oh, girl, what you got going in your car? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. But anyway, so I see him before I even get to the meeting. So he already in the building, had been in the back, or had been to the office where we, you know, look at the schedule and all this stuff. Because his name was nowhere on the schedule before we went out. His name was nowhere on the schedule when we came back. Like, they never updated the schedule and put his name on it this week or nothing. So, yeah. But he was back. And I was just like, okay. Again, I never know what's happening until it happens. I wanted to know whether or not it was going to be a situation where I was going to be, you know, is this the heifer? No, it ain't her. I didn't know if it was going to be a situation where I would be able to still stay on. And then, you know, because he had to, because it's usually a process. It usually takes them a couple of weeks, especially if you've been gone for months. He's been gone like 4 months. So anyway, y'all, I see him, we in passing, and at this point, I'm like, I know you know that I'm the one who took your spot. And this other person was with him. The dude I tell y'all about that be doing the most, child. So anyway, I was like, whatever. So I get to the meeting, and I was running late for the meeting. Y'all, I was running late for the meeting like every day, but like the last 2 days, which is funny because the person that's normally back there that's like over us, she wasn't even there. So get to the meeting. Even though I wasn't late, like, she starts early, y'all. So anyway, let me not get off track, because I really will get off track when it comes to that. So this heifer, you know, the start of the meeting, and he there, and I'm like, Lord, here we go. Well, we working, and he doing the most, and I'm just like the least in all actuality. He doing the least. So I'm just like, what is this about, child? At first he tried to act like he was working a little bit. Y'all, that lasted all of an hour, if that, out of this whole week that we worked. Because when we first came in, that was the half day, right? And then after that, it was 3/12s. Cool, whatever. Child, to make a long story short about what he did all week, this man will go and retrieve a chair, sit it in front of the area that we working in, and sit down and be like this and just watch you. And I was confused because at first I was like, I know not. And so I was just like, let me just do my job. I just know this ain't what's going on. So situation happened. They came over the radio telling us certain things we needed to do, which in all honesty, he should have been up helping to do, because with that department, it's not like my department. I understand you really needing to take weeks to get back into the habit of doing certain things. I get that. But with where he at, you got to touch screens and, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that's the hardest part of this job is when we have become not operational. And our department has the most to do. We have heavy stuff we got to, like, we taking machines apart, putting machines back together, heavy stuff we got to pick up and all that other stuff. I get that. That ain't what was going on when he was doing all of this, when he was just sitting down. And I'm just like, you ain't gonna get up and help? Like, what is going, like, child, I mean, he didn't even try to make an effort to even look like he was gonna help. So I was just like, child, I ain't got time for it. So I asked his friend, which is my friend, the dude that's like T-Pain. I was like, I'm confused. So isn't he supposed to be helping out? He was like, yeah, I don't understand what's going on either. He said this other person asked, like, why is he just sitting there? Because we've had situations like when they come over the radio and tell us to do certain things, like, depending on what it is, it's not that it's hard. It's just hard for the process to be what it needs to be on our end. And it takes so much for us to get it to the level that they want it to be at that it can become infuriating. So the situation that happened this week was we had just did that. We just did a situation, had gone through a situation where it took us a while to bring everything up to make it operational. Just did that. Then they came back over the radio and told us to do the opposite and take everything back to where it was. The dude that's like T-Pain got so mad, he took this pan thing and just slammed it and was like, and said the F word really, really loud. I was like, oh my gosh, because it's infuriating. Y'all don't, if I could tell y'all what we do, it's infuriating. So I understood the frustration. But I just, internalize it a little bit. I just don't really let it show, or I might just show it on my face a little bit, but I don't, try to destroy nothing. Child, this man sat there the whole time. And I'm just like, so you just gonna sit here? You really just gonna sit here? That's what you're gonna do, is just sit here. Oh, okay. Like, I don't understand. And nobody did anything about it. And all I know is if that was me, that was just sitting there, not participating, not doing nothing, it would have been a problem. I would have got rolled up. All that would have happened for me. And I'm just like, well, why? What are you doing? So you just don't know how to drive. What? I left enough room. Child, this person just don't know how to drive. And I guess it's because they have an SUV. And for me, I made a point to leave enough space. So I'm just like, why you can't? Child. Anyway, I think this is one of her people that's helping to bring food or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, y'all. So I promise you I'm getting there. It's just that I just can't believe what happened before when I just had to walk from the function to come back to the car to talk to y'all. What time is it? I have, wait a minute. Oh, it's not going that way. All right, I got 20 minutes. So anyway, y'all, it's already bad enough he ain't do no work. He was determined not to do no work. So yesterday, which was this morning, we had stuff we had to do. Now, keep in mind, I'll have to bear this in mind. Officially, he is at the top of the rotation list. And he is assigned to work from now, which is tonight, up until Wednesday morning at 2 a.m., right? Which means it's falling on me. And because of the process that he's going through, he's not allowed to work any overtime. They don't play that. When you got to try to, work your way back into everything, they don't want to throw you back into having to do that, even if it's your turn at the top of the rotation list. So, because I am the fill-in, my name was up there for that. So, he gonna come to me the day before that. So, Thursday, he came to me and was like, so yeah, you know that whenever we have overtime, me and the dude that's like T-Pain, we normally split that time, I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Because I had already had a conversation with other people, and I told them what I initially was going to do was I was going to work all of today, which is tonight through tomorrow, and then a half day the next day, which would make it so that I have earned 60 hours, and they cannot force me to work over that as long as I submitted my paperwork in time, which I would have. So I had already submitted my paperwork and everything. And then my friend that I told y'all about, that heifer ended up texting, trying to ask about a job and all this other stuff. When he came in the morning after I submitted that paperwork, he talked to the person who was on the night shift, which is my friend too, and asked her and said to her, basically, like, I don't know if she knows, like, when she does this, if this is what she wants to do, she's not going to get a check the following week. Because for me, I didn't know if they were going to try me. Okay, I'm thinking from a perspective of, dang, I do want to go ahead and just be off, just in case they try me and they throw me right back into it. I could be off for a day or two, and then they throw me back into the foolishness back in my old job. Well, they said they weren't going to do that, and so he was like, well, just let her know next time you see her. If I don't see her first, let her know that what is going to happen is I'm not going to get a check, because I'm not going to be there for over 5 days. And my last day of the work week would have been Monday morning, I think, of this week. Well, next week, because officially it starts in the morning. That would have been my last day. Now, if they were short, and they really didn't have nobody else, because I did tell them in advance, then they could, if they really needed me, they could have forced me. The only thing they can do is force me for the last half, because they might be in a bind. So I really would have ended up working 66 hours versus 60. Okay. Anyway, so I know I'm all over the place, but just bear with me. Hey, y'all. Child. To make a long story short, I've been trying to do this video, and it's been getting long because my stomach keeps trying me. And I'm just like, baby, don't nobody have time for this. Why is you doing this to me? Of all days, like, I haven't had no stomach issues, and I don't know how long. And see, this is why eating right prevents foolishness like this. Like, whenever I eat right, I don't have no stomach issues, child. And I ain't even eat that much this morning. So I done left the function and came up to a random McDonald's to use the bathroom, because it's not that far away from where she lived. Because I'm just like, bruh, don't nobody have time for this. And I don't want to keep blowing up their porta potty, even though I don't stink. That's the good thing about it. Hallelujah. But yeah, it's just too much. Dang, it's a lot of traffic. Shoot. Golly. Yo. See, and then it's Saturday. That's another thing. Like, man, don't nobody have time for this. Please come on, so I can go. So anyway, y'all, I'm headed back to the function. I'm hopeful that I at least get a 5-minute grace period before everybody else start filing in, because I got there a few minutes later than I wanted to. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it was still within a good enough amount of time, because nobody had really started coming in yet, except like maybe 10-15 elderly people. And I didn't really have to fight to have nowhere to park. So I was thankful for that, because I was able to park directly across the street from the house. So I'm like, well, dang, I don't know if that's going to happen again. But I don't want to have to park far and walk a country mile to hurry up and get to my car when it's time for me to leave. Now, my stomach's still trying me, and I'm hoping it's not bad enough to where I'm going to have to use her porta potty again, because I done already used her porta potty, and I thought I was good. Then I was in the middle of making the video, and I was like, like, I'm not even going to make it to the porta potty. At this point, let me just leave. Like, I don't know if I'm going to have to leave, go to the house, take a shower. Like, I ain't been in a mind like that in so long, y'all. I'm sorry. I got to be transparent, and I ain't going to lie to y'all. It's a part of me not eating right. It is what it is. Even if it's not a lot, because I don't even have to pig out for my stomach to set it off. I already got gastrointestinal issues that stem from just, eating the way that I've been eating. So, yeah, y'all. Oh, yeah, you going to let all us over. So, yeah. I'm trying to watch everybody, because everybody in a hurry doing the most, because it's the weekend, and this truck was already not even trying to really let us over. I think this light is where I got to turn. And it is relatively easy how you get to her house. I ain't going to hold you, because I really was scared that I was going to miss it. But it's not that far away from where I'm at right now. And it's not that far away from work. That's why I'm going to leave. I'm just going to leave a little bit early just to make sure I get there in time to change my clothes, because I got to change my clothes. Because I can't wear what I'm wearing right now to the function. It just is what it is. So hopefully I can get me a spot. So anyway, let me try to tell y'all what I was trying to tell y'all before. I'm going to try this the last time I'm going to tell y'all, or try to tell y'all before. I'm just going to say it ain't meant for me to say it. Shoot. I just want to get it out because it's been frustrating. Y'all, so the man came back whose spot I've been taking this entire time. He was out for 4 months, and I took his spot for like not the whole 4 months, because I had to train for a month, almost a month and a half, and then they threw me right into everything. But when they did it, I did 1 week on his shift, and then for like a month or however long, I was all the way on the other shift, because they had 2 people out at the same time. It was just random. It didn't make no sense. But anyway, Lord Jesus, please don't let me have to fight to get a parking spot. So yeah, y'all, it was just a mess. So he came back, because word was he was coming back, and we was looking like, okay, like, I don't believe nothing until I see it. So he actually did show up. So I was like, okay, whatever, do what you do. But yeah, he was doing the most. I'm almost to the house, y'all. I don't want to miss it. Oh, well, I can figure out. Oh, shoot. No, I think I'm good. Wait a minute. I think I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm good. I saw something else. Oh, shoot. I probably messed myself up by leaving. Let's see. Hopefully I didn't. I hope I'm okay. Let's see. We're about to see. Yeah, a couple of people done parked in front of me since I got like 1 or 2 people done parked. Well, really, not really. It ain't that bad. It's kind of like where I was. It's just one person parked behind where I was at initially, because there was a truck behind me at first, and they ended up leaving and all of that. Y'all probably won't see that in this video, but that's what happened. And I was just like, bruh. So anyway, I done came back. I'm pretty much in the same spot I was in before. I'm back. So anyway, the function has been going on for a total of 38 minutes. I'm gonna go in a little while, because my stomach really was trying me. So far, I've seen 2 of my co-workers. Everybody else have just been elderly people that I don't know. I don't know if they're some of his people, some of her people. I don't know. But I spoke to both of them earlier, and because I wasn't feeling well, I went to the bathroom and I did what I needed to do in there. And hopefully I'm all right now, because I done went to the bathroom yet again. So since I done went to the bathroom and disinfected my hands and did so much, I gotta go on ahead and get that back in motion. So let me do that. But anyway, y'all, so the man came back, and the way they do it is, if you've been out for a while, you cannot go straight into getting any overtime, no matter how much you used to get it in the past, or if you feel like you want to get it right now, you can't get it. It just depends on what they deem would need to be the amount of time that you would have to wait. But yeah, that's just how that go. So I don't know how long his time is, but whatever. Well, Thursday, I'm minding my business coming back from break. He rolled up on me and he was like, yeah, so me and the dude that's basically like T-Pain, we normally split the time when one of us is at the top of the rotation list and all of that. And I'm saying to him, okay. I was like, well, I normally don't even volunteer. So, you know, and I let him know that I had already put in my 60-hour form, which means I would have worked all day today, which is 4 hours today, 8 hours tomorrow, and then a half a day the next day. And then I would have been off. Well, I was unsure. I thought about it after I put the paperwork in. I was like, you know what? Let me ask somebody tomorrow what the situation would be. Like, are y'all gonna throw me straight back into my old job, like immediately, and I'll just have a day or so off and then go right back into it, like in the middle of the week? Or y'all tell me like when you want to come back? You know, it just depends. I just didn't know how they were gonna do it. So my friend saw the paperwork and he talked to my other friend that does the same job as well and was like, hey, I don't know if she knew or not, but she's gonna be off a significant amount of time before she gets a check again, like a real check, because it's gonna be a piece of a check if I would have just did 60 hours and went out, because they weren't gonna have me back until 2 Tuesdays from now. So yeah, so here go people, they filing in now, baby. Come on, I know that's right. So I was just like, okay, because I was gonna check into that because I really didn't know how it was gonna go. So I was just like, well, let me see how it's gonna go. I really don't know how it's gonna go. Let me see. And my other friend, she ended up coming to me. Oh, that's my friend. And she's gonna come. She's only gonna be here for a few minutes, so I'm gonna have to make sure I get some pictures and stuff with her. But anyway, so there was a situation, and she was just like, look. When I came in the next day, she was like, well, he told me that he didn't know if you knew whether or not you weren't gonna get a check and da-da-da. And so I told her what I thought the process was gonna be, and they were like, no, we weren't gonna throw you right back into it. We were gonna let you really, you know, come right back into it when you really were supposed to. So I was like, okay. So since it's like that, now I'm gonna volunteer for all of the time, because the dude came back, I'm in his spot, and he is at the top of the rotation list this week. So that means that I'm taking his spot. They've already assigned me. So when I came in, I was assigned for the whole week. So I was just like, okay, it is what it is. And so I was just like, okay. Oh Lord, she don't know how to drive. Yeah. She could have came all the way back to where I was at. So anyway, I was just like, okay, cool. So it just is what it is, child. I'll get her picture when I go in there, because I don't want to bother her. She brought her husband and everything. She gonna be here briefly though, so I need to hurry up. Who is that? Child, the people filing in. I need to go in here. I'm gonna go in a minute though. One more person pull up, I'm definitely getting on up out of here. Why is this woman walking up here? So anyway, and I'm just like, cool, whatever. So he telling me, oh, we split the time, blah blah blah, and all this other stuff, and I'm like, okay. And I explained to him, well, I normally don't do none of that, so it is what it is. Is she finna go talk to me? Oh, she gonna get her husband to pull her car back. Okay, because she don't know how to do it. Oh, that's a cute. But she wanted to drive here because her husband didn't know where it was. And so I was just like, okay, cool. It is what it is, child. And I'm trying to, because they doing the most. Who was that? See, she wearing oh, that's a cute outfit. That's a real cute outfit that she got on. So I was just like, okay, that ain't got nothing to do with me, really. In all honesty, it don't. But I was just like, look, I understand all that. Normally, I don't volunteer for nothing. So, like, I'm only volunteering because they told me that I am not going to get paid for a week, because I'm going to be off for more than 5 days. And because of the way our work weeks are, if I don't work between this day and this day, I don't get a check. So I was just like, okay, cool. It is what it is. Let me go ahead and volunteer for all of it. And they told me, okay, we got you for that. And made the changes immediately and put it up for them to see. Yesterday got here. Yesterday, apparently he went to old boy that's like T-Pain and said something about it, like he was going to boot me from that spot. Because since he's at the top of the rotation list, essentially, even though my name is up there. He like, well, my I can't tell you the name of it, but whatever the process is called that the people go through in order to be taken off of everything before they say, oh, well, you're cleared to be able to work overtime and all that stuff. He told me, well, that ends today. So, and I'm just like, and you trying to boot me? Why? Like, you trying to boot me? Now, keep in mind, we done had a conversation. He done walked up to me and was like, hey, this is my situation. He told me that he had gotten behind on his mortgage because he was out for 4 months. He couldn't work. He was on temporary disability, short-term disability or whatever, right? Cool. All right. And they paid, that means you get half of what your normal check is. It ain't like he wasn't getting no money. So his mortgage company, he talked to them. They told him that they have a program, that there is a program out there where you should be able to get your stuff paid. The people paid his mortgage up to this month. He was caught up. Now the payment is about to be due now. And so he was like, I was behind and they ended up paying for it. Okay, so that means the money that you're getting plus the money that your wife getting, because you're married, you have 2 incomes coming in. That's enough for y'all to maintain the other bills, food and utilities. Okay, all right then. So he over here, being shady and talking behind my back to him, not knowing like he black and I'm I'm cool with him, and he just tolerates you because you don't do no work and you just there or whatever. He done told some other people because he knew how they would be able to go about it to help me in this situation. So we all had went to break, because when we're not operational, there are certain things that we do. We normally all can go to break together. So we had all gone to break together. When we went to break together and we came back, I went ahead of everybody else because they were kind of lollygagging behind, just talking, because there wasn't really a need to run back to the department. Cool, whatever. And so everything was fine. And so all of a sudden, my friend that's here, I don't even know if I'm gonna even put that part in the video, but she was here with her son earlier. And so I was just like, okay, child, you could have parked right there. They was letting you park. Whatever. They was letting you park, baby. They was letting you park. What is going on? Who was that? I need to see who that is. But they was gonna let them back in behind me. I'm sorry. So anyway, y'all. So he done did the most right. And I'm just like, baby, don't nobody have time for this. Like, you really trying me for no reason. Oh, Lord, they about to hit them. But anyway, so he trying to be two-faced. And so the woman came up to me and was like, hey, well, my friend called out to me. I thought she was playing. I turned around, she didn't say nothing. So I kept walking, and then she called me again, and then she motioned for me to come to her. So I said, okay, let me see what she wants. For her to like tell me to come all the way back to where it just came from, I'm looking like, okay. So went back over there, and she was like, she gotta tell you something. So she told me the situation, and I was just like, okay. So she was like, what you need to do is you need to go back up front and talk to the people that make the schedule and tell them, I know these people are going to be out for sure. Can you put me down as somebody that's working straight time in these people's position, because I have this fill-in position. There are 2 people that's going to be out. So worst case scenario, if he try me, I'm going to get one of the spots because I am the fill-in. So no matter what he's trying to do, because he's trying to bump me, he's trying to get me bumped. Now she done roll back around. She finna park behind me. Because ain't nobody behind her flying. See, that's what I'm talking about. People be doing the most around here. And so I understand why she was like, no, bro, let me wait. And so I'm just like, look, this is crazy to me. So she ended up just walking with me to go. And I was like, okay, that's cool. She walked up there with me. Oh, Lord, they don't know how to park. It worse than me. I thought I didn't know how to parallel park. I know how to parallel park, but she just don't know what she's doing. And I know she in an SUV, but hers is small enough to where she should be able to do it, but she don't know what she's doing. Anyway, y'all gonna see she keep moving behind me. She don't know what she's doing. Well, please understand, half of her car is in the street. So she gonna keep moving. So anyway, so she walked up there with me, and I had to walk directly into the office because every time I tried to talk to her from the outside into the office, somebody was trying to be in my business and was walking by, and I ain't want nobody in my business. She was just going to the office. So I went in the office. I told her the situation, and she was like, oh yeah, I can pull. First of all, I don't even know if he can even try to bump you, because that's what he was trying to do. She was like, I don't even know if he can bump you because we have rules when it comes to that. And so she was like, I'm gonna have to pull his information and see if he can even do that, because I'm not even sure he is even going to be able to get any overtime right now because of how they have that set up. Because it's only been a week, like, and he ain't even did nothing the whole time, child. See, in this particular video that I'm recording, I ain't even tell y'all the situation. So anyway, I got all that squared away. She changed the schedule. My name was up there. I'm still working, like, today. So this man would go and get a chair, retrieve a chair, put it in front of where we working at, sit in front of us, and do like this and watch us like he's supervising us. And I'm just like, what in the world? You ain't did no work this whole time you been here, but you want to try to boot me? And I'm actually somebody that come in and work. Like, I ain't trying to make it seem like I'm perfect. I ain't never gonna try to make it seem like I know everything, because I don't. But you want to not do nothing and think I'm supposed to be here for it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So yeah, everybody filing in, y'all. I'm about to leave in a minute. But anyway, so with that situation, I'm just like, see, now I see you and I don't have time for the foolishness. I just don't have time for the foolishness. So it is what it is. I see you for who you are. And I'm finna go back to where I was. It is what it is, but whatever. See, a lot of her sons and stuff, or whoever these people are, they finna leave and go get some more stuff, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just like, Lord, he trying to sabotage me. I ain't gonna get no check. Like, you need to get out of here. Like, he really tried. Like, I was so pissed off after this happened. I got it squared away, and she had went on ahead and walked back up the floor to go back to the department. And so I'm walking up the floor, taking my time. And so I was like, let me FaceTime my, well, not FaceTime. Let me send some video messages to my daddy. Send some video messages to my daddy. And because that's how, like, I'm just like, you trying me. Like, I get tried in so many different random ways, and I just be like, I don't understand why people fix they mouth and everything else to try me like this when it's unwarranted. Like, what is the reason? But anyway, y'all, so I'm gonna go in here and enjoy this hour and a half that's left of me being able to enjoy this and enjoy the music. And I might get a plate. My stomach is okay right now, but I don't trust nothing. Depending on what you got, I might take a plate to work with me because I'm scared my stomach gonna try me again. But anyway, why is these people flying through the neighborhood like this? Jesus, wrong with you? Speed limit 35, honey. And this is a residential neighborhood. What's wrong with you? But yeah, y'all, it's just a lot, and I don't want to set myself up for nothing. And I don't want no drama with nobody. I just wanted to learn the job that I was hired to do. I don't want no foolishness. Like, just don't try me. Leave me alone. I ain't bothering nobody. Don't bother me. And this man really came up in my face and tried me behind my back. It's just like, see, this is why. It's some other stuff going on, but I'm gonna have to say that for another video, because it just, child, I don't even know how I'm gonna wait right now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But anyway, I'm alive. I'm just gonna have to come back to y'all later on in the week and tell y'all what happens, because hopefully it'll be better, because I usually like the shift I'm going to right now. Hopefully ain't no foolishness going on. We gonna see. But anyway, let me go in here. It's a couple of fine men out here. I don't know what's going on, and they keep on looking over here. And I'm hoping that this man did not bring these people over here thinking that we gonna hook up or something, because he trying to hook people up with me. And I'm like, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, I can tell you a good woman. Leave me alone. Anyway, I'm finna go into this function, and I'll see y'all later. All right, talk to y'all later. Have a good weekend. Bye.